Every single day, people stand in front of the mirror and notice something they can no longer ignore. It doesn't appear all at once. It begins subtly. A faint dark spot near the cheek, a shadow forming along the jawline, a patch on the hands that wasn't there before. At first, it seems harmless. You tell yourself it's just a little sun exposure or simply a sign of getting older. But then time passes, weeks go by, and it doesn't fade. Months go by, and it spreads. You begin trying different solutions. Creams that promise brightness. Serums that claim to reverse damage. You spend money. You follow instructions. You wait. Yet nothing truly changes. In some cases, the spots even become darker. Eventually, like most people, you seek a professional answer. And what you hear is simple. It's just aging. 2 words that feel final, like there is nothing more to understand. No deeper explanation. No meaningful direction. Just acceptance. But the truth is, that answer is incomplete and often misleading. These dark spots are not simply a result of age. They are a signal, a message from your body that something deeper is out of balance. And if you keep trying to fix them only on the surface, you are not solving anything. You are only covering a symptom, while the real cause continues beneath. To understand why these spots form, you need to look below the surface of the skin. This is not random. Your skin contains specialized cells called melanocytes. Their role is to produce melanin, the pigment responsible for your skin tone. When the body is functioning properly, these cells work in harmony, distributing pigment evenly. This is what creates a smooth, consistent appearance. But when internal systems begin to lose balance, these cells start to behave differently. They do not stop working, but they stop working correctly. Some become inactive while others overproduce. Instead of even distribution, pigment becomes concentrated in specific areas. This is how a dark spot forms, not because your skin is failing, but because the system controlling it is disrupted. And this is the key point most people never hear. Aging itself does not directly damage these cells. What disrupts them are internal processes, such as chronic inflammation, metabolic stress, and physiological overload. These are real mechanisms, and anything driven by a mechanism can be influenced and changed. Most people believe they already understand the cause. They blame the sun. And on the surface, that seems reasonable. Sunlight does trigger pigmentation. But this is only part of the picture. The sun is not the root cause. It is only the trigger. Think of it like a spark. A spark alone does nothing unless there is fuel. That fuel exists inside the body. When internal systems are balanced, the skin responds to sunlight evenly. But when something is already wrong internally, that same exposure produces a different result. Instead of a smooth tone, pigment gathers in specific areas. This is why some people avoid sunlight and still develop dark spots, while others spend time outdoors and maintain clear skin. The difference is not the sun. The difference is what is happening beneath the surface. If you focus only on external protection, you will always be treating the symptom, not the cause. One of the most overlooked factors behind this imbalance is the liver. Most people never associate liver function with skin health, but the connection is direct. The liver is responsible for processing and neutralizing substances that enter the body every day. Everything you eat, drink, breathe, or absorb eventually passes through it. When it works efficiently, it filters toxins and maintains internal balance. But when it becomes overloaded, it cannot keep up. The body then looks for alternative ways to manage this burden. This is where the skin becomes involved. The skin is not just a covering. It plays a role in elimination. When the liver is under strain, part of that workload shifts outward. Substances that have not been fully processed begin to circulate and pass through the skin. This creates irritation at the cellular level, including the melanocytes. Over time, this constant stress causes these cells to lose balance, leading to uneven pigment production. This is why topical treatments alone often fail. You are addressing what you see, but not what is driving it. Real improvement requires reducing the internal load. Supporting the liver does not require expensive solutions. Simple habits such as starting the day with warm water, incorporating naturally bitter foods, and reducing processed fats can ease the burden. When the liver functions more efficiently, the skin no longer has to compensate. Another major factor is the gut. What happens in your digestive system influences far more than digestion. It affects your entire body, including your skin. This relationship is often called the gut-skin axis. Inside the gut lives a complex ecosystem of bacteria that regulate inflammation, immune function, and nutrient absorption. When this system is balanced, the intestinal barrier remains strong, allowing nutrients to pass while blocking harmful substances. But when this balance is disrupted, the barrier weakens. Undesired particles begin to enter the bloodstream, triggering a low-level inflammatory response. This inflammation is not obvious, but it is constant. Over time, it interferes with normal cellular function, including the regulation of melanocytes. These cells begin to respond unpredictably, leading to localized pigment buildup. This is one of the hidden reasons dark spots persist. If internal inflammation remains, external treatments cannot resolve the issue. Restoring balance in the gut requires consistency. Fermented foods can help rebuild beneficial bacteria, while fiber supports their growth. As the gut stabilizes, inflammation decreases, and the signals that drive uneven pigmentation begin to fade. Sunlight, when understood correctly, is not harmful by nature. It is a signal the body is designed to respond to. When ultraviolet light reaches the skin, melanocytes produce melanin as a protective response. In a healthy system, this process is controlled and even. But when the body is already under stress, the response becomes exaggerated. Instead of a gradual change, pigment is concentrated in certain areas. This is why outcomes vary between individuals. The key is not complete avoidance, but balance. Moderate exposure combined with internal support allows the body to respond appropriately. When internal conditions are stable, sunlight becomes manageable rather than damaging. Vitamin D also plays a role that is often overlooked. Many people avoid sunlight entirely in an effort to protect their skin, but this can lead to deficiency. Vitamin D is essential for immune regulation, inflammation control, and skin renewal. When levels drop, these systems weaken. The problem is that deficiency develops quietly. There are no immediate symptoms. Over time, however, the impact becomes visible. Restoring vitamin D does not require drastic measures. Controlled sunlight exposure and simple dietary sources can help maintain adequate levels. When restored, the body is better equipped to regulate itself, including pigmentation. However, the most powerful factor in this entire process is stress. This is often underestimated because it does not seem directly connected to the skin. But every time you experience stress, your body reacts. Hormones are released, preparing the body for perceived danger. This response is useful in short bursts, but harmful when constant. Chronic stress creates ongoing inflammation, disrupts hormone balance, and weakens the skin barrier. It also stimulates pathways that increase pigment production. Over time, this creates ideal conditions for dark spots to develop and persist. Even with proper diet and care, progress may be limited if stress remains unaddressed. What makes this difficult is that stress becomes normal. It blends into daily life. Responsibilities, worries, lack of rest, and constant stimulation all contribute. The body does not distinguish between emotional and physical threats. It responds the same way. To break this cycle, the body must be guided into recovery mode. Controlled breathing can activate this shift. Slow, steady breathing signals the nervous system to relax. With consistent practice, it reduces stress hormones, improves sleep, and lowers inflammation. This allows the internal environment to stabilize, giving the skin a chance to recover. There is also the reality of aging. As time passes, the body's ability to recover slows. This is natural. After 40, cellular processes become less efficient. After 50, the change becomes more noticeable. Skin renews more slowly, and damage accumulates more easily. This does not mean improvement is impossible, but it does mean consistency becomes more important. Ignoring the issue allows it to progress. Addressing it early improves outcomes. External care still has value, but only as support. Natural combinations can improve skin appearance without causing irritation. Gentle ingredients can help maintain hydration and calm the surface. However, these methods do not replace internal repair. They enhance it. When internal balance improves, external treatments become more effective. When viewed as a whole, these dark spots are not random. They are the result of multiple systems under strain. The liver, the gut, sunlight response, vitamin D levels, and stress all interact. Together they shape how the skin behaves. Addressing only one part rarely creates lasting change. Supporting the system as a whole does. When internal balance is restored, the signals driving pigmentation begin to fade. Your body is not working against you. It is responding to what it is experiencing. These spots are not a failure. They are a message, a signal that something needs attention, and the fact that you can see them means you have the opportunity to respond. You do not need extreme solutions. You need clarity, consistency, and a willingness to address the root causes. When you do that, real change becomes possible.